What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B-Hop Radio shouting. Hey, man, as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing. OG Gangsta Wicked, a.k.a. Galaxy Wick. Man, what the hell's going on, fool?
Man, I just got back from family reunion. My voice hoarse from yelling at all the kids.
Oh, my God.
I gotta be so I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta chastise them, tell them the right way to go. You know what I'm saying? Tell them what the Lord said. So you know what I'm saying? And but it was a great thing, man. We were down in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm fresh off the road. I want to shout out to the, you know what I'm saying, the whole Barber clan, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. What up, though, Barber clan?
That's right, you know what I'm saying? Mother Wick, you know what I'm saying? She said, tell you what's happening.
What's going on, Mama?
My Uncle Charles want to come on here and debate you so bad. Him and Uncle Tony,
Why your whole family want to get cussed out?
Because they say you just be wrong. Mama, it's a divide. All the females of the family ride with B-High.
That's right.
All the guys, they want to debate
Ride would be hot too. Yeah, crazy. We had to touch bases over the weekend because of Bloody Friday at ESPN when they decided to lay off the whole damn staff.
Exactly. And while I was down there, you know, Mom them caught a whiff of that. They thought it was you firing me. So I said, I'm not involved in that one right now. I ain't involved in that. If anything, you know what I'm saying, B-High would have been in there getting fired too. I wish he was over there at ESPN getting fired too for his mouth.
But no, that's the beautiful thing. We ain't got to worry about getting fired over here, brother.
Absolutely.
But I will say this, man. I mean, it was crazy to see 20 folks get let go. Some of them were staples in the game as far as commentating and stuff as well. You know, from Jalen Rose to Keyshawn to Van Gundy, you know, Steve Young.
Jeff Van Gundy works the NBA Finals. Is that because it's two of them? That's a brother.
Yeah, that's the other one. It's two of them.
Which one is the one? Jeff is the one working with Mark Jackson. Or is that Stan? It's Stan and Jeff.
That's why I said Van Gundy, because I ain't want to get their first names confused.
It's Jeff. Yeah. Jeff is the one that works with Mark Jackson that does the NBA Finals. Stan is the bigger one of the two. He worked at ESPN too also.
Okay.
You had Colbert, Susie Colbert. She got fired. She's been there since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I have to say she has to have been there for 30 years. Like you said, Jalen Rose, man, I always kind of knew something was going to go on with Jalen. And I'm not going to sit here. I know you probably looking at me and you probably saying, Wick, don't start that, you know what I'm saying, that there was a underlining bias.
I mean, because what was the underlying bias at?
The underlying bias was everybody got fired except for Smith.
Steve and they ain't going nowhere.
I see, because when you tap dancing like you do, you and him, that's why y'all two. That's why y'all two.
No, I don't tap dance for nobody. Okay.
Y'all two the only ones left up there.
No. Hell no.
But I was shocked to see this is something. I was shocked to see Jalen Rose, who has, you know what I'm saying, you know, he has been in the game up there a long time.
Yeah.
But his ex-wife, Molly Rose, you know, she's still there. Steven is still there. Steven's whole team pretty much, I think, is still there.
Okay.
So that's why I was just saying that. I don't deep down feel that way. I deep down feel like maybe they were the one doing the numbers. So you know, hey, y'all doing the numbers, you can stay. But as you said, Steve Smith, Steve Young. You know what I'm saying? San Francisco quarterback. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What's the boy name that was out there at Seattle? Hasselbeck. He's been there lots of years. He's gone. It was shocking to see some of the names that were on there.
Well, they saying that, you know, the rumor mill is saying that they got rid of everybody to be able to afford Pat McAfee.
I can see that, you know, McAfee did a deal. Remember when I was on here a few weeks ago and I couldn't quite remember who it was? I think, is it FanDuel?
Yeah, he was coming out of FanDuel.
And I told you that he had a 7-figure deal, 7 or 8-figure deal.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah, with them. And they were trying to figure out a way to bring him over to ESPN. Everybody cussed me out. They always cussed me out before. You know, then they find out something. They don't apologize.
No, they'll apologize.
No, you don't get apology.
No, hell no.
You get that called everything in the book for breaking something early. early. You know what I'm saying? But when they find out it is the truth,
come on.
I.e., you can get charged by the state and the other man. I don't get one apology, OG. You know, I looked it up and you were right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I told everybody that McAfee was coming over there because, you know, he was at College Game Day for a minute. So they love McAfee. I think he played for the Colts. I think he was a kicker. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. But he just got that. He got that juice kind of like I do. So you know what I'm saying? So I can understand why they paid. But another rumor too is maybe that they clearing out space for Shannon.
I could see Shannon pulling up over there, and I mean, it's a new big dog in town.
Correct. And man, what about now? I don't know. This would be great. This is not something that I know how to be true.
Okay.
But think about McAfee and Shannon Sharpe.
Ooh.
Have you seen McAfee before?
I haven't caught McAfee.
McAfee was on College Game Day. He came in for Lee Corso. You know, Corso has been sick over the past year. I don't know how he's doing now. And prayers for Corso because he's one of my favorites. That's who put the headgear on on College Game Day. At the end of each show, he picks the winning team. He's the older guy. Yeah, he's been doing that for 30 years.
My God.
And McAfee came in the whole time that Corso was sick and took over. He didn't actually put the headgear on, but he would do like fight songs and stuff. Yeah. And you wouldn't miss a beat, you know what I'm saying? Because they were trying to figure out how to. Corso is why everybody tunes in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Herb Street and all them, they give good commentation. The boy Desmond Howard, all them do good commentation, but they tune in for Lee Corso, and I think that McAfee has more than filled in adequately. That people don't miss a beat with him, so I can see his value. Yeah. Now putting him with Shannon Sharpe is kind of the same thing that everybody was tuning in. FS1 Undisputed, the majority was tuning in to see Shannon. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Skip has his followers too, but Shannon is the draw. Yeah. McAfee was the draw. You put these two together right there, you got something explosive. Now, they would need a moderator, somebody like me, who can keep them in line. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep you in line. But if you get,
please.
If you, matter of fact, to be honest with you, all jokes aside, you would be great for that.
Oh, hell no.
No. As the moderator, as somebody who set the table, I can give you props that you do have a quality in that.
I've been and cussed everybody's ass out of that too. Okay, I'm going to find a way to pick a fight with somebody.
Both of those are NFL players. You can't beat any one of them up, behind. You can't bully them out like you try to bully me.
We gonna be in there
bully
locked up.
Shannon Sharpe.
We going to be in there locked up. Is that what you want? You want to see that the whole thing? I'm the type of nigga that turns commentary to WWE in there. We're going to be locked up in that thing.
But, I mean, behind, you know, when I saw it, and like I said, you know, I've been out of town. When I saw it, do you think that it's just that they clearing the way for someone else to come in, or is it just the money funny because of the economy, because of inflation, because of, you know, different things like that? It's just the money just funny out here.
Well, I think it's a little bit of everything, man. I mean, you know, folks is always trying to keep from going into the red. So, I mean, from a business standpoint, they're thinking, okay, if we're going to break all this bread on these big signees and the folks that they're about to acquire, they got to make sure that they got the space there for them. But then in the same breath, it might have just been a time to clean house.
Well, you know something too, most of the people that had gotten fired, they don't have their own particular show that's successful. Yeah. They're actually rotating in, like what you always be saying, get your own show, because then when they fire you, you know, you got your own stuff going on.
Facts.
I'm thinking that, you know, even like I said, Steve Young, Colbert, Jalen Rose, even Jalen Rose, they all still kind of appear on different. You have Speak for Yourself. That's Marcellus Wiley. Yeah, him and the other guy, I forget his name. The people will tell us they have a show. They had a show with your boy Keyshawn. It's called Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Kellerman. Now
that was the morning show.
That's the one that I was shocked. About that they.
That was the number one show.
That was the number one morning show on ESPN, correct? Well, ESPN only had one morning show.
Yeah, right? No, that was the number one show. But I mean, you got ESPN too, and every other ESPN
at
the same time.
Gotcha. So First Take wasn't number one. I don't know. That's a morning show. But anyway, they got rid of all three of them. Keyshawn Johnson was a shock also. because of how long he's been there. And I like Keyshawn Johnson. I think that he's the draw on that particular show. Ain't nobody looking for Jay Will. Max Kellerman come from boxing. So he brings a whole boxing, background with him. But he brings a whole fan base. So I was shocked that entire crew got fired. My thing is this right here. Most of the people that were on there didn't have their own show. So what are they gonna do?
Well, one of them folks is gonna wind up over there with Skip.
Out of everybody that got fired.
Somebody's going over there with Skip. I don't see nobody not popping up over there with Skip.
I don't see no one that's in that that would benefit Skip. Steve Young. You got.
What about Keyshawn and Jalen?
Keyshawn is so laid back. You have to have a person behind that's the opposite of you. So you laid back, and I'm that fire. You see what I'm saying? So it works good together. You got two guys that's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody being so cool. You know what I'm saying? Or you got two guys that are fiery the whole time.
Yeah,
that's the problem. So it has to be the yin to the yang. You know what I'm saying? It has to be, positive, negative, on and off. Night and dog. So therefore, I don't see nobody out of that list. Now, if Michael Irvin wasn't in trouble, he would be great to go over there and debate Skip. Because Michael ain't going to play no games with you.
Yeah.
You understand kind of what I'm saying? That's why Stephen A. worked so well with Skip. Because Stephen A. is a loudmouth. Skip is kind of a laid-back hater. I don't see nobody in that list. Keyshawn is too laid back. I don't see nobody. Max Kellerman is laid back. That's why he was on Stephen A. at first. So he wasn't a big draw. So I don't see nobody big guy that get that out of that particular bunch that can go over there, and maybe the people can tell us something different. They can go over there and really win with Skip Bayless in that particular bunch.
Well, one of them is going to have to be. They also throwing Lil Wayne out there. They saying that Skip might turn around and have a rotation of people, Wayne included, and then they just rotate folks out every week with him.
Just the same thing, still in what Stephen A. does. That's what Stephen A. He called it Stephen A.'s world.
Okay.
So he kind of rotates. Now, his boy definitely was Michael Irvin. He loves Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
So Michael Irvin get first dibs on the show, but for the most part, most of those people that got fired were rotation guys in the Van Gundy.
Damn.
They would come in, and Jeff Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I watch this stuff like religiously.
Yeah.
But a lot of those guys in there, Jalen Rose.
Yeah.
Because Jalen Rose's ex-wife was the moderator, Molly Quinn Rose.
Yeah.
So that's a whole dynamic too that I meant to ask you about. She's still there.
Ooh.
You understand what I'm saying?
Ooh.
And there's big rumors out about her attitude and that people don't like her.
Damn.
But somebody's keeping her there. Rose has had, dust-ups with Stephen A. and different people up at the organization about saying stuff. You remember when the Kwame Brown issue hit, Jalen Rose was the biggest advocate for Kwame Brown. He was the first person that went at Stephen A. Smith and told Stephen A. that you're making it personal. So he could understand what Kwame was saying.
Exactly.
Because he was saying, okay, he the man averaged 12 points for his career. And whatever rebounds he averaged, he might not have been Shaquille O'Neal, but to call him a bum, or to say, I don't see how your kids can even watch a game. But once you start crossing that line, that's what Jalen Rose was the first person, because Stephen A. got away with that for a long time, being able to call a person something personal.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So Jalen said, nah, that ain't right there. He might have not been Jalen. He not, Kwame wasn't as good as Jalen was, but like Jalen said, I wasn't good as Michael Jordan. So what am I, a bum?
Exactly.
Should my kids be, embarrassed to talk to me? So Jalen, I was kind of, I'm shocked that he got fired because from the network itself, but I think there's some underlying stuff when it comes to Jalen Rose. And I hate to say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why he was, now he was on the NBA countdown with Stephen A., Michael Wilborn, Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilburn, Jalen Rose, and there's somebody else, I can't forget, I don't know if it's a female, but he was on that, so they pivot him to that right there. But Stephen, they distanced himself at First Take over there from Jalen Rose for some reason, but not the wife. Now, that's just me talking, From what I see, I don't know that to be concrete as far as there was words or anything being said. Because Jalen would come on every now and then and do some commentating with Stephen A. Yeah. And like I said, they was on the NBA thing. But just me looking, a lot of these guys, all of them are tap dancers, and I be saying that all the time. But a lot of them are tap dancers, and so they'll get in there and they'll say whatever the network puts right out in front of them, regardless of how they feel. We just saw it with Shannon and Skip. We know damn well that Shannon Sharpe was mad because Skip was talking about that stuff with Brady. And when he called him and said, "You're a bum. You're just jealous about Brady." That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Yeah. We know that he was just looking for. When I kept telling, and you kept telling everyone too, that was the underlying issue. Everybody, oh man, he just tried. Oh man, he just. Come on, bro, it's common sense. You talked about the man personally, and the man, he bid his time and he left you. It was when you sit back and reflect on something, what makes more sense?
I'm with you.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a mess. But I will say this, Behi. That a lot of the people that were on that list are people that I have grown up on, that I have grown up in the business, that are responsible for me being able to come on here, articulate myself like I do, because I watch them faithfully. Marcellus Wiley, I watch him. We talked about
Marcellus, man. I watch his show on YouTube. See, I wasn't even catching him on ESPN. I was watching the man on YouTube.
He was on the show. It Speak for Itself. It was him and the other guy. It was like 3 of them. But Marcellus Wiley, he's at ESPN also. So, now don't get me wrong. I don't know the business of his particular podcast, but I'm willing to bet that ESPN is behind it in some type of, some form or fashion. And probably another partner company. It's behind it, kind of like they was doing with Club Shay Shay. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So, but Marcellus Wiley, I watch him faithfully too. He gives me the game, especially on the inside stuff that's going on with all that. He gonna tell it like it is.
No, he damn sure does. I mean, I'm with that. And on another note, man, thoughts and prayers with old Deion Sanders.
That's
man.
right there.
He just had to have a blood clot removed from his groin area, and they're saying that I think the surgery went well. And, he's just trying to battle through these issues that he's having with the health. In the meantime, they were saying something about his foot and stuff like that, but
they was talking about amputating his foot.
Yeah, but they say Deion kind of brushed that off and, just hoping for the best and praying for the best and trying to make it do what it's supposed to, man.
Well, I will say, you know what I'm saying, seeing a lot of that stuff up close and personal through Andre Rison when he played here with the Falcons. Yeah. There's like a mentor of mine, a big brother of mine. I've seen a lot of stuff up close and personal through him. Being in the NFL, Dre used to explain it like this. He said it's like being in over 200 car accidents in 2 hours.
My God.
He said every time they hike that ball, that's a car accident, pretty much. Especially when you're playing down in the trenches.
Oh, my God.
And even if you're not playing, that's just for, them linebackers, linemen, running backs. Yeah. That's what it was talking about, all the stuff with the head and all that kind of stuff. But even cornerbacks like a Deion, even if they're out on the perimeter and it's not as physical as being in the trenches, they're still coming off that ball, turning those hips, the knees, the feet, the ankles. They're planting, they're cutting.
Yeah. But no, man, I just hope that Deion gets well, and he does well. Y'all, let us know how y'all feel. Do you think Shannon Sharpe is going to, team up with McAfee over there at ESPN?
Yeah.
Send some love to Deion. Let him know that we're thinking of him.
Uh-huh.
And other than that, man, what you got to say to him?
That's about it right there. And also, Behind, they should let us know that who off of that list, you can go Google the list, ESPN, fires, whatever. I don't know what it's up under, but let us know up under there, who was your favorite commentator, how long you had been watching him or her, because there's a lot of females on there too, and what you feel about them getting fired, and what you think they're going to do next.
Do you think anybody can slide over there with Skip too in the same breath?
Absolutely. I know I can.
See that? And then you're going to be whooping your ass in the damn show too.
Skip's scared of me.
It's okay. Y'all hit the comment. We'll holler at y'all in a minute, man. Behind Radio, shout it. Gone.